Thank you, honey.
There you go. I love you.
I love you too. All right, that gives you a good indication of how many cars are in this field this weekend. This is race number 2 of the weekend. This is Sunday morning. And Sunday morning's race is usually a little bit more chill. Everybody's got the first day out of the way, and they're just looking to get to Sunday afternoon's race. But this one was the most intense one of the weekend, I feel. So it's the one I decided to upload to YouTube. And as you can see, I'm on a different tire. This is a radial tire. It's a Yokohama tire that we're testing this year. About half the field that's here is running it. And we're considering making it the full-time tire for New England Formula V. And the car next to me, as you can see, is on the slick tire, which is what I'm usually running. So this tire is bigger. It has more grip in the corners. You can go into the corner a little deeper, into the braking zone deeper for sure. But it's definitely slower coming out of the corner because the car is heavier. The whole package is heavier. I'm running about 50, just over 50 pounds, maybe heavier than these guys. Which was an amazing eye-opening thing, because usually with the slick tire, I'm 30 pounds overweight in the class, and watching how bad the acceleration was out of the corner made me realize that I need to lose a few pounds. So it was an interesting experience. It's my first time ever running them. I loved them. There's nothing wrong with them. They feel a lot like the Hoosier because of the amount of grip. In fact, you have more grip. I don't really see a downside to them necessarily. I'd like it if everybody committed to running a single tire, and I don't care which one that is. I'd be happy to stay on the slick. But I would also be just as happy to go to this tire. I just want everybody to race the same so we can have the same pace, because you'll see that there's a little bit of pace difference between the two in different spots, and it can be a little bit frustrating. So, and there's Gerard Callahan in front of me running the radial tire as well. And you'll see that just coming out of this last set of corners onto the straightaway, that the slick tires, just being lighter and more aerodynamic, they can kind of pull away from us. Now, if we stay in their draft, it helps a lot, but you really got to be right behind them. And they can draft by you like mad, because you're creating such a bigger hole in the air. And you can see in turn 1 we gain all kinds of time on them. We're right caught back up because of the grip we have in the corner. So obviously, because of the additional grip, it will excel at some tracks more than others. And Palmer, which is where we're at today, is one of the tracks where it excels at the most, because there's just more corners and less straightaway than the other tracks around. So in race number 1, I finished second, and so I started on the outside of the front row. Nick Gallardi won. Congratulations to Nick for that. And race number 2 here, again, this is my first time on these tires. I was feeling more comfortable after getting done race number 1, where I actually chased down the front group. I had a big gap to them, but I chased them down and was mixing up with them at the end. So I felt like the tire actually could have been a little bit quicker than the front group if driven correctly, but with the draft that it creates, there's no way I was going to be able to pull away. Unless, if I got a gap on my own, I think I'd be okay, because I could run the same times, or even a hair faster perhaps, on my own as they were doing. So if I could somehow get to the front and create some type of gap where nobody could draft me, I'm sure I could stay there. So Gerard took the position from me. He wanted to lead a little, and we're gonna see if we can pull up to these guys. I definitely don't mind him leading. I know he's fast, but he was having a little bit of engine problems this weekend. It just wasn't running that fast, and so I definitely feel like I was faster than him all weekend. And of course, nobody wants to admit that they're slower, but so he wants to fight it, and but that's okay. We're just having fun out there racing. Since I'm running this tire, I'm not racing for points in this race. It's literally just for fun. At this point, I've already got the New England Formula V Championship wrapped up anyway. I didn't even have to show up to this race or the following race weekend. I've scored enough points throughout the season with all the wins to finish that one off. So Gerard slotted himself right in the middle there. And I'm still getting a little bit used to this tire in this race session. And I think I was running my pressures a little too low because the tire didn't feel as good early on, or maybe I just got more comfortable. But after a few laps, it really started to come in more. So I think I should raise my pressures. And then I felt more confident and faster with the tire. I got a big draft there off of Gerard. Up the inside. Let's go. You can see all the time you can gain just going up the hill, and we're going up a pretty steep hill, so the extra weight isn't even bothering me there. But with the extra grip, I can just go through those S's a lot faster than these two in front of me. And you'll see that I'm able to stay with them on this straightaway, despite the aero disadvantage, even drafting up on them a bit. But I don't remember if I did it in this race. If you come up on a single car and then you pull out to pass them with the draft, you basically hit a wall. Like, the car will just not go any further. You might be able to get beside them, is the best you can do. But you will not pass them because they're just have a major aero advantage on you. And you can see how late you can go on the brakes compared to the slick tire. Right there, you can just run it right up the inside, no problem, no questions asked, all the grip that you need. Trying to compromise Chase's line there, but they do win out on the acceleration out of the corner. Oh, a little snap from him. And I know I'm thinking, oh boy, let's pass him in this corner. In the next one, the right-hander coming up here. He goes really wide. He knows what's coming. So he went really wide. I stayed down low. And he's going to do the old over-under on me. So he definitely saw that one coming. I got Nick in my mirrors, as you can see. This was a tight race. I think there were 4 of us in this front pack. Not right on top of each other at this moment. But here comes Nick with a huge draft from my big wide tires on my inside. Nothing I can do about that. Even though I could go through this corner at least a few miles an hour faster than them, I have to lift and just let them by. There's nothing I can do. Gerard behind me, so there's right there, that's 4 of us. I know the other cars are not far behind him. There's at least a few, and you'll see them on the last lap. It's going to get pretty interesting. Because I would like to win this race overall. I'm in the lead for the radial tires right now, ahead of Gerard. We're running our little race, and the slick guys in front of us are running theirs. So there's not really any way to get away from each other. Because I have to go fast and stay ahead of Gerard, and they have to go fast to stay with each other. But realistically, we're all just having fun. Nobody's upset about this situation. I think they would just rather have good, clean racing and hard racing, even if we're on a different tire. Again, you can see the acceleration out of the corner is just mad on the slick being at least 50 pounds lighter. Chase throws a tear off at me. Don't worry, I'm not affected. Yeah, you can see I pull out a little bit there, even though I had a little bit of a draft on him. I couldn't have passed him, but pull out, and then you just start going backwards. That's how big of an aero difference it is between those wide tires and the skinny, slick tires that these guys are running. So finally we're going to come up on some lap traffic. I think, oh, maybe this will help me out. Well, not really. Unfortunately, we passed them in a really good spot, and the whole group got by. Alright, we have a new car in my mirror now. That's Anton in a red car. And he's going to come up on my left-hand side, I think, right here. He's getting into the mix. There he is. Sorry, not today. Not in that corner, anyway. So now there's a 5-pack. At least 5 cars in this pack, anyway. I know there's some more lurking shortly behind. That is white flag. One more lap to go. And obviously I have a chance to win this. I'm in the pack. It's going to be very difficult because of the aero disadvantage on the straightaway. Even if I get ahead, there's a high chance that the person is just going to, whoever is just going to get by me. So all I'm thinking is if I can get to the front right now, I'll have to just slow everybody up in the last corner and try to get a better run out of the S's so I could get to the line first. And so we sent it right by Chase. No problem. I know I can pass anybody I want with these tires in any of these corners, basically. So I'm just planning on passing Nick in this next right-hander, which is a bowl corner. I'm sure he's expecting it because he knows how much grip I have. Moves right out of the way. And unfortunately, he did stay in the middle of the road a little bit there, which kind of slowed me down on the exit. And you can see the acceleration he gets out of the corner. He was expecting it. He knew what was coming, and he prepared himself for it. So I'm going to drive right by him in that zone, and I'm thinking, oh, well, and he pushed up a little bit, and I had to correct. I hit the curb, which bounced me over. You can't see it in my video, but we actually touched wheels, my left rear to his right front, and that screwed me up for the exit, and here's the big run to the line. I think somebody said there were 5 or 6 cars that were all less than a tenth to that start-finish line. So, finished P1 in my class. Couldn't get the win overall, but had a great race. It was just fun. It's always fun racing with these guys. Everybody's really respectful. And thank you to all my sponsors who helped me get here. Of course, iRacing, KyotiRacing.com, John VanDeCar, Race Prep, and Chris Cox at Noble Race Engines. So, that's it for the weekend. We got one more this year to go. And that's championship weekend at Thompson. So you guys will catch another video then. Thanks for watching.